How's it going, Reef Keepers? Hope you guys have been well through the holidays. I haven't posted in, a while, like 3 weeks. And it's usually like that for me because my kid's home, my wife gets vacation off during that time, and I'm just I kind of undergo an annual, reset during that period, like mentally, regarding the hobby. But I'm back. So I'm back. I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go. Kiddo's back in school. Work life is, looming. The semester is about to start, but that's good. I feel good about, getting back into things. And I figured I'd show you guys, I'd take you through what's going on with the tank. And I would do something a little different where normally I, have my signature high photo period daylight spectrum lighting on. This is just before the daylight spectrum starts. We're like an hour away from the Quanta Pros flipping on. And I want to show you guys the tank, while it's just under the Reef Uno 2.0 Pros. And by the way, I've got these set to color channels maximum on all channels. So this is what, with a coral lens on, of course, this is what the Reef Uno 2.0 Pros make the tank look like. So I love the look of them. I think it's kind of an interesting, like, purple violet, deep blue hue, but also a level of brightness that allows you to see everything really clearly. I would not be, if I ever lost the Quanta Pros, I don't think that I would be sad at the appearance of the tank, but I prefer that brightness that those Tropic Sun Quanta Pros give me. Anyway, stop rambling about lights, and let's take a look at things. So, by the way, the Elegance is not, some of these corals are not fully out yet because this is the ramp up period. But the Elegance has actually been doing quite well. You guys are used to seeing it a lot larger than that. And 3 hours from now, it'll be, expanded out into this whole space like it is basically every day. So, but it's been doing great. Take a look at back here. I had a video on this, and it has continued. The clownfish are hosting this Duncan coral, right? Or is it that the Duncan coral hosts the clownfish? I always mix that up. But they have chosen this Duncan coral as their home regardless, and they love it. They've been in that thing every day. And by the way, the Duncan coral does not seem upset by that. It doesn't seem stressed by that. That Duncan coral is my most consistently happy Duncan coral of the three that I have in the system. You guys remember I have one in the middle, and I've got one over on this side. I really like Duncan corals. I know they're considered boring. I don't really care. I like them, so they're in my tank. You can see here, so I went on a Montipora buying spree. I've got Montipora all throughout the top of this reef now. This specimen in particular right here on the end of the rock, you can see how much growth I am starting to get on that thing. I mean, it is absolutely plating out on me, and it seems to accelerate. Like Duncan or Montipora is weird. It's like at first it's slow, and I can see it starting to expand, but it's like the more it expands, the more steam it picks up. So now every week I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, oh man, like, it's got a little bit more on it. It's got a little bit more on it. So I've been super happy with that. You guys see here the Aptasia that I have growing. So you guys know I take care of that. I take care of a local preschool's reef tank. And that reef tank, they don't have very much money at all to maintain that thing. Or get new fish and corals for it. So they kind of get my cast-offs. You'll notice, you see the fish swimming around. There is one notable missing entity in this tank now, which is my my scarlet hawkfish. I had to get rid of that scarlet hawkfish because it got big and it was dive bombing all the shrimp in the tank. The preschool doesn't have any interest in shrimp, and so I was like, you know what? I'll give those kids, a cool fish to look at because they're so fun and they're such a personality fish, those hawkfish. And I'll save my shrimp. So my shrimp are still in hiding down here under the rock. But every night they keep creeping out a little bit more, and I'm just waiting for those peppermint shrimp to come out and devour that ugly Aptasia. I'm so sick of looking at it. So hopefully that thing will be out of the tank within a couple of months here. You can also see, if you look close, I'm going to zoom in for you. See right there? I've got one, two little urchins that I bought from saltwateraquarium.com. Take a look there. There's a third, and then I have a fourth somewhere in here. Oh, there he is. A fourth as well. So I'm trying to remember. Pincushion? No. Tuxedo urchins are what those are. And they don't get, much larger than this specimen is over here, which is great because I have so many little crevices in the rock where I tend to get algae buildup. And since I put those four in here, they've been doing a great job. I don't know where my big Halloween urchin is right now, probably behind the rockscape. But that big Halloween urchin is just too darn big to get into a lot of the smaller spots. So these little urchins have helped quite a bit. I'm really happy with them. These candy canes here that I got at Reef Stock Chattanooga, I like them. This one right here on the right had a little bit of a problem out of the gate. You guys can hear it. We got a new puppy for my kid for her birthday, so she's squeaking a toy in the background. I apologize. This one right here had a little bit of a problem. You can see how some of the tissue's damaged. It seems to be healing, so I'm cool with that. But still, it sucks that one of them got a little bit damaged. Here's more Monopora setosa. It's starting to expand out over the edge of its plug. I really like that. This piece right in front here, this digi, it is such a happy thing. I mean, the polyps. Let me zoom on the polyps for you. Look at those. I mean, look how happy those darn polyps are. And we're not even at, high photo period yet. Super happy. Same with the one in the back there. Same with this one here. So, again, I have a Monopora problem. I love Monopora. It's my favorite coral. So, yeah, I have a lot of Monopora going on in here. Here's this cool piece right here. This is a Jason Fox piece. It is not. It's just starting to expand a little bit. Guys, I know I'm going to have problems with Monopora growing into one another. And I'm kind of taking like the Julian Sprung approach, I guess, which is I'm just going to let things happen in this tank. And as things happen, like I'll assess things as coral warfare occurs. I'm going to let some of it occur. And then I'm going to start chopping things back like as I see fit. And when I get the time and energy to do it, I'm trying to kind of reef easy this year. I'm trying to take a different approach and not be so like anal about everything in my tank all the time. I find the hobby more enjoyable when I just relax. So I'm gonna be relaxed about these things, doing what they're gonna do, and I'm just gonna kind of assess as I go. This guy continues to grow like wild. Here's another piece that is beginning to plate out really good. This is like an orange something from TSA. Back when I burned the tips of my coral because I had my par too high, this poor bird's nest, he seems to have stabilized. I chopped off a whole bunch of dead, but I still don't know if I'm going to lose that piece or not. Hopefully I don't, but if I do, I would like to get another bird's nest and actually position it a little bit further back so that these monis can sort of plate out in that region a little bit better. This Duncan, super happy. This Blasto right here, where did I get this? I cannot. Oh, I went to a frag fest in Memphis for Reefing USA. It was really, really good. Jason Fox himself was there. I don't think that's Jason Fox piece. But I'm really, really enjoying that Blasto. It's super healthy. I can't remember where I got it from. I wish I could. This piece here seems it's a TSA piece. Seems happy. It doesn't seem to be growing super fast, but it has grown out and over the frag plug. So I guess we'll see. But it's polyps out every day. Super happy. You guys know I've had this giant thing forever. The polyps are growing like under the rock. Like, look, like I don't even know how That's possible. But it's like drooping off the edge and growing under the rock, which is wild. So I just let that one do its thing. These two are running into each other right here. I don't know what it is about like Blastos in this tank, but they do exceedingly well. This tank is just apparently like meant to grow Blastos, but every Blasto I put in here just ends up growing all over the place. So whatever, I really like them. They're probably my favorite LPS coral. Uh, like as a whole, I don't know what you would call them, a whole branch of like the coral LPS families. Those are probably my favorite overall. So again, just like Monopora, people look at me like I'm crazy for all these Monis. And people are going to start looking at me like I'm crazy for all these Blastos, but like, I really like them. So I'm just going to let them go. Rockflower nems. Incredibly happy. This is like my favorite Rockflower nem ever. I love this thing. This one has cool, like long tentacles, like really fluffy, long tentacles. And then this guy just continues to cling to the rock over here. I've got one more on this side. Now you wouldn't know it because it's like feeding or something right now. But this thing, typically, it covers this whole area. I posted a picture on Instagram a while back, and people were like, dude, that Rockflower nem is insane. I had like DMs about it. I'm like, yeah, I know. I mean, this one is like prolifically large. It is huge. Here's my Halloween urchin, by the way, hiding back there. By the way, just a cautionary tale about Posilopora. Don't get it. Look, Posilopora here. There's a piece back there. And then down low, if I can see it, it's behind that fish. Get out of the way, Tang. See, there's more of it. Now look at this. Check this out. Here's more. Growing right there. Here's more. Growing right here. Here's more. Growing right here. More. So, moral of the story. Posilopora is a plague. It's an absolute plague. I hate it. I hate that I ever put it in this. I didn't know what it was capable of. It puts out babies like nobody's business. I mean, that thing, I don't even know how it's possible, but it just continues to send out babies and replicate all over the place. I'm constantly, you can see where like new ones spring up and I glue over them. Oh man, my Neptune auto feeder's going off. Sorry about that, guys. Those things are so loud. But it drives me nuts because I can't reach behind the rockwork to get any of the Posilopora behind the rockwork. So, here you guys can watch the fish eat while I ramble about Posilopora. So, the Posilopora behind the rockwork just keeps getting bigger, and it's just going to send out more babies. I'm trying to look on the bright side about it, and looking on the bright side about it is that there are these cool little like self-contained nodes of like fluffy green bright coral that are popping up on the rock. So it seems like it sort of will spring up between corals and then the corals around it will sort of hem it in. What I worry about is the back of the scape. I'm like, I've seen some giant Posilopora, and I know that like eventually some of these Posilopora that I can't reach are going to get outrageous. Now, at some point in the next, I don't know, 2 to 4 years, I'm probably going to get a 6-foot tank. So I'm also like, look, eventually you're probably going to salvage what you want out of this tank and then start a new system with, new rock and live rubble and stuff like that. So I'm trying not to get in my own head about it, but don't buy Posilopora. It's going to get everywhere. Moral of the story. But I don't really know what else I have to update. I think that about does it. I have a ton of equipment updates and stuff that I'm going to be doing over the next couple months. But yeah, guys, I mean, the tank is stable. The tank is maturing nicely. I would say this is like, first stage of like true strong maturity for this tank. I'm not an expert, but I would say that because everything is so stable. And yeah, I'm just incredibly happy and enjoying the heck out of my reef. So, by the way, I have 3 fish coming. I'll cover what those are in another video once they get here and they're in their acclimation boxes and stuff. But I definitely have some new fish coming to replace that hawkfish, and just get some new squad members in here. They're all little fish, no more big fish. But I'm excited for that. So I've always got something going on, guys, and my coverage is going to start ramping back up now that we're out of the holidays and back into the swing of things. So, all right, folks, thanks for listening this long. Have a good one.